with a question, the same question that I asked last week, and I would ask you to just recommend like some album or any kind of music that you've been listening to for the past week. And well, let's start with Twells.
How's it going, everybody? I don't know, man. Has anybody heard of Grammatic? Gramatik. Yeah, I'm a fan. I haven't listened to him in a while, but I feel like this week I've sort of been back on a Grammatic kick. So, pass to Mitch.
Good one. I've been listening to a lot of Tor, Tor. It's a DJ from Vancouver. Kind of reminds me a little bit Grammatic, but really nice. Good work in music. I'll pass it to Zeptimus.
Thank you, Mitch. I'm still listening the same, like anime AMVs. But one thing that's super cool, and we can do it on this server, is like if you send vibes to the Groovy bot, it nails it. It's awesome. You say like, chill vibes, and then he gives you chill vibes, and it's super cool. I'll pass it to Meta Verde.
It's always a challenge to navigate. I'm on the phone right now. I listen to what the people around me play mostly. So it's been, I'm probably going to get it wrong. Kind of rappy stuff, but I'm not sure that it's necessarily rap because I know there's a lot of genres there that I don't exactly understand. And on my own, I've listened to a fair bit of jazzy stuff, a little Herbie Hancock, because Pab inspired me. And then I was trying to look him up. Somebody, Maya, that I think Chewy and Pab played at One Hive, that's kind of a jazzy, I want to say Mexican music, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Otherwise, it's all reggae all the time. And I'll pass it to Griff.
So I have these two SoundCloud mixes that I basically just listen to all the time. It's so bad. It's like a random rap morning mix, which I've played in many. I know Meta Verde has heard it in a few of these praise quants that we do. And then there's this other one called Wet Heat, which is like I guess it's like hippie electronica. But I love like the DJ with a live instrument or a nice singing next to it. Hippie music, and most of my music is like at least 10 years old. All I do is crypto now. I'll pass it. Did Marco go? Mount Manu, did you go?
No, you said Marco or?
Yeah, Marco. Sorry,
Okay.
I saw you nodding, so I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, what I listen normally, like in general? That was the question, right?
Just something that you've been listening to this past week that you'd like to share.
Last week I shared Balake Sissoko. I think that was the African playing on this guitar-y kind of instrument from, I don't know. But I do often listen to classic music like Bach and Mozart and Beethoven and Strauss and stuff like that. It's really inspiring to me when I work. And in general, I like calm, relaxed music. Unless I want to get really something done, then I turn on some, deep tech house or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, that's all. I pass it on to Manu then.
Yeah, thanks, Marco. I listened to the. Have any of you guys seen The Fountain? I know Chewy has. It's a great movie. I recommend it. So yeah, I listened to the soundtrack of The Fountain like over and over again. Beethoven too, Mozart, Pink Floyd, Megadeth, rap. I put an instrumental. I start freestyling. In Spanish, I'm trying to get better at freestyling at English, so I can freestyle. Drop some bars here at the text. So that's coming soon, next quarter maybe. and Septi has listened to some of the freestyles. He liked it. At least he said he liked it. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna pass it to Suga. Have you gone, Suga?
No, thank you, Mona. So I'm a huge fan of. I don't know if y'all know, Explosions in the Sky. Explosions in the Sky is just one of my all-time favorites. It's post-rock. I'm big into post-rock, sort of. Dirty Three is another one. The Dirty Three. These are both like, well, it's post-rock, but there's no lyrics. And I'm also a big fan of Dead Can Dance. But just to stick to the question, I listen to Explosions in the Sky when I run every day, when I go running. And I would like to pass to Livia.
Thanks, Katie. I feel very lucky because my partner is like a genius music curator, and then there's so many new playlists almost every day that he brings up. But one that I've been listening a lot lately is Turkish Rock from like the 70s that I enjoy a lot, that it's easy to work with, and it's also like chill, hang out. And I'll pass to Mitch. Have you gone?
Already gone. I think Wonka.
Yeah, Juanca.
Okay, I jumped a little late. What is the question? What music?
Something that you've been listening to this last week that you'd like to share with everyone.
Okay. Yeah. Those are really old songs, but I love them. The ones from Matisse Yahoo, like King Without a Crown. One Day, those are amazing songs. If you haven't heard them, I will send them in comms. They're amazing songs. I like the lyrics. It's like really positive vibes. I don't know who has gone.
I think Bye. Oh, and Ivy just came in. So let's go Bye and then Ivy. And the question is just something that you've been listening to, some music that you'd like to share with everyone.
All of mine this week is in the channel that runs the Groovy Babies channel.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, everything is pretty much here. So yeah, thanks, Bye Ivy. Oh, and Ivy, I think you're the last one. Ivy, are you there? Okay. I've been listening to a lot of Gary Newman this last week. So if you have never gotten into his stuff, he has an album called The Pleasure Principle. It's pretty good. Okay, so getting into the agenda this week. Well, first of all, as a reminder, the YouTube blurbs, the descriptions are set for this sprint. So if it's something that you haven't done yet, just try to do it. It'll take you like 10, maybe 15 minutes at the most. And yeah, it's something that is pretty simple. And
Can I add something there?
Yes, Septi. Yes.
Regarding the YouTube groups, it would be like super cool if as soon as we have it, the better. Because when we start with the bot, like we will not have the time code, so the description will be pretty empty. So yeah, if we have those, that'd be super cool. Thanks, Chuy.
Thank you, Septi. And well, I think that Marco is busy right now. So let's talk about the content workshops that we started. Yesterday we had the first one with Livy and with Nate, and we applied like a new like content and distribution guide that we started putting together, and we're gonna review it later. I would like this to be like the one of the like the main uh, topics of today's working group. So we'll leave that to last. But Marco, do you want to talk about the T-Wells's presentation?
Hey, yeah, thanks, Chewy. Sorry, I just had a call I had to take on, so I missed what you said before. Well, anyway, yeah, T Wells, I see you also on the call. Thanks for joining. T Wells is working on this presentation about the TEC and like the whole structure. When user like lands on this one page, he has a complete overview of all our working groups and finds easily their path to certain working groups they're interested in, so they can join a Discord or they can read more about it and so on and so forth. So like the main idea was to like T-Wells will mock this up and prepare this in Google Slides. It will be kind of interactive. We already have a demo, so like T-Wells can share that with us in a moment. But eventually, our like goal is to have this also available on the TEC website, and also like be more flexible on how we design that and like prepare all the interactions and have like a special place for that on our website. So my suggestion to T-Wells was this week, because I was kind of a little bit worried whether we're gonna be doing like double efforts, using T-Wells' time for that. Like, should we jump right into the website version or do the slides version? And T-Wells said like, hey, let's go with the slides version first. Let's validate it with the group, with the community. Let's see how it goes. Is the structure good? Does everybody find it's their way around? If yes, then cool. We can always embed this into the website. We can embed it basically everywhere we want. And then from there, once this is like polished version, then like I can take it from there, design a landing page for it, use the working group emblems that we use, the colors and branding and all that kind of stuff. Pass it over to Christopher to code that, do the funky animations or whatever. So that's the main update for that, and the decision that we made. And yeah, and nothing further to add to this, unless T-Wells, you want to take it from here and maybe show the group what we got so far.
Sure, yeah, I can do that quickly. And as Marco mentioned, this is just a mock-up. So, and just create a prototype MVP that we can share, get feedback on, and sort of optimize. So, but the general concept, I guess, what I have here, let me get the right. So if we start with the 4 categories here, and this is really something that I think was shared last week. I was not able to join, but the first idea is to sort of take all the existing working groups and figure out how we can easily group them in a smaller, number of categories, so that the entry point for a prospective member is very easy, and they don't have to wade through very much information, at least to start with. And so any feedback on the titles here, I mean, we're flexible, obviously, on every aspect of this. So the idea is that you have 4 here that we've grouped the existing working groups into. Obviously, there's overlap, and we could represent this in certain types of graphical or visualizations of Venn diagrams if we want to. But to start with, we simply have a click-through demo, right, where you'd have each of the different working groups emblems here, and it would take you through to a very simple overview of what they do. We could add, short form video content here with people who want to speak to the specific role of the comms working group or others, and they'll have a little bit of sort of in module navigations. They go all the way back if they want to, or they could simply go back, to the back to sort of the working group. The working group here to select from, but this is just a basic overview of what we're going to shoot for. I work full-time teaching, so this is a busy time of year. Everything is winding down, but hope by the end of the week, I'll have sort of the finished prototype to share with all of you.
Thanks a lot, Twells. And one thing to add here that we might be using this as a kind of tool for like every new member during the onboarding process. And we also have Katie, like Suga. She's like within our group coordinating around this, providing her feedback as well, so that we can use this as a supporting tool for onboarding new members as well. And yeah, once we have flashed out the whole like information architecture and the whole thing, we're gonna move this to the website and have it in both places. Yeah, that's the update, Chewy, from my side. If anyone has any feedback to this or comments or questions, please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a very exciting project. It's going to be a great tool. And yeah, thank you, Twells, and thank you, Marco, for following up on the presentation. This next part is what I wanted to go through. Like in a more like detail level. Okay. To be honest, it's a mess right now. And it used to be worse. It used to be much worse. But Nate and Livy helped me a lot, like trying to make more sense. But this yet needs to go through a lot of improvement. But this is going to be a guide for any kind of content or any kind of content needs that any working group might have. If it's a tweet, if it's a meme, like whatever it is, if it goes through this process, it's gonna give us a much better idea of how we're gonna make it work. So any kind of content that goes through here, we would need to classify it in the type of content that it is, and we need to define its purpose. So if is it gonna be informative? Is it gonna be a call to action, or is it gonna be engaging or an open invitation? The difference between these last two, if it's not clear, the call to action is something more that forms part of the community. If it's like an MVV vote, something like that would go more into call to action. And engaging is something like external to the TEC right now. So if we're trying to direct something and name it to token engineers, that would probably be the engaging type. So everything goes to through the TEC Comms, which is our SendHub repo of content and distribution. And as soon as like anything, if it's either a request or something that is going to be purposed, the first thing after we define these things would be to define if it's going to token engineers, community members, or at some stage like investors, which is gonna like come later. So it doesn't really matter right now because pretty much all of the content that we're putting out is gonna go to token engineers and community members. So which one are like what are some examples of these? Token engineers have like the specific objective to get T's to use the dashboard and propose parameters. This is something that is like going on right now. So Nate, for example, was coming up with a Medium article that is going to be like an open challenge for token engineers. It's going to be like a brief explanation on how it works and invite them to use the dashboard. We were thinking about like maybe like putting like some kind of bounty or something that could be like attractive to them, but we're still figuring that out. But that is like the objective of that article, to like attract token engineers. So this way we know this type of content is is the first the first type. So what are some like examples of communities where we can approach this? And I'm really glad that Vera Verde is here today, because we're thinking. Oh, and also Edu, because we're trying to think how we can match all of this with Hatcher outreach. Um, like this content is going to be aimed at these communities mostly. So Longtail Financial can be a good one. The Research Institute for Crypto Economics, the Graph, Ocean Protocol, Block Science, CatCat Education, Gauntlet. We like so far we've added like some of the communities or the platforms that we can like approach, but this is something that still has like a lot of room for development. And I feel that if we work together with Hatcher Outreach, we can define these platforms better, so that we can have like a place in specific like channels in which we can post content that is aimed towards token engineers. So okay, so going like 2 steps back. If the content is aimed towards community members, which the objectives are to keep the TC community updated about progress and involve close communities also to decision making and participation. So, for example, if we're trying to make a call to action for voting, and this voting is for C-Stack token holders. So we need to have like a better like developed system to have a like communication with comms from the common stack. So this way we can like specifically like know how to like best approach people and how to best talk them into participating in voting. Some of the communities that might have C-Stack, like in this example, or that can be close and influential to the TEC communities, are the Common Stack, OneHive, Freelio, SourceGrid, and Metagame, to name these like examples. So once the content like has these three like things so far defined, it goes through the content and distribution pipeline. So the idea would be to have all of this content already like classified and known like which like category it belongs to, so that it can go to through the content review workshops that we're gonna have these 2 days. This way, we can just better prepare this content before it goes out. And the idea is that these workshops start working as peer reading. I can remember what the what was, but we're all like gonna read our content, and we're gonna make some notes and feedback. And this could like if this gets to us as coordinators, and we feel that it needs like some more editing, we could have it back and forth in the workshops. This and then publication team and distribution team are gonna like apply these like filters and categories that we defined. And what most of these are gonna determine is the platform that it goes to. So right now, these are some of the like our wider audience platforms. These I put in orange because these are still like a work in progress, but so far we have the our Twitter and our Medium, so that can reach a wider audience. If it's something like to engage with token engineers, it could probably belong in a wider audience platform, unless we already are like targeting to one of these communities. Then we use their community platforms as a resource, and we still need to figure out like most of these. But we feel that this content is gonna we're probably gonna get the most out of this content if we place it directly. And this is something that can also be achieved with collaboration with Hatcher Outreach, since I think that you guys have a better idea on how to approach some of these communities. And well, yeah, the idea is to also create like this part, which are like the token engineering scouts, and the idea is to have like people that can like approach communities with a specific purpose to place like the content there, and yeah, so that we can attract the most that we can. So well, yeah, this is like the mess that this is right now. Probably you will all agree that it can be much like improved. It can be much clearer. But I wanted to see if you had some feedback. Oh, and before like I made this here like a specific purpose quality content. So this is some examples that we can apply directly uh, to this model. So like the TEC presentation video that Mount Manu is working on, it can work for three of our targets. But right now, as soon as it's ready, I think that it would be a priority to place it among community members and other token engineers. And same thing with the presentation from Twells that we just saw. It's gonna be aimed mostly at community members and token engineers, and also like I'm gonna work the next weeks in putting together like some animated videos. I don't know if you have, well, as a reference, I would show you the Celeste videos. I don't know if you saw them, but the idea is to create also content that can be aimed like to be like 1 minute, 1 minute and a half long at the most. That we can work priorly with this with a storyboard with some timestamps. The idea is to have it as clear as possible during pre-production. So well, yeah, going back to like all of this, I wanted to see if you had some feedback, and yeah, just like any thoughts that you think that can contribute to make this model more efficient and clear for the community.
One, I don't know, immediate thing that comes to my head is the difference between community members and token engineers. I feel like we are aiming the most possible for our community to be of token engineers, and I think maybe community members could be like ecosystem partners, or there could be like, yeah, who is closer to us in participation, and maybe who we would like to reach from a more, that it's not so easy. Maybe I can't really put my finger on it, but it feels like there's something there that could be more integrated.
Thanks, Lily. Well, I would say that the main difference is like the token engineers are assumed to be something like external, even though like we already have like a community of token engineers. We still feel that there are a lot of projects like out there that we could do a better job just like attracting, and since most of these communities are also like connected through like different people, we feel that this community approach, like specifically for token engineers, seeks to attract people that don't know or haven't heard of the token engineering commons. So I mean, if I do agree, like probably ecosystem might be a better concept for the other group, but like we are also aiming like when you say like ecosystem or just community in general, if we do have token engineers that are part of this community, those are like I would say part of the same group, because if we need like a call to action, like a vote, they are already like more engaged to our like channels and communities. So the idea of that the token engineer group would be people that have not heard of us, people that haven't had the chance to try the dashboard, people that would make great trusted seed, and well, yeah, the idea is to, like, other than the Medium articles and everything that we've been putting out, to have a more community like way of approaching them, and of placing our content, so that they can that they can reach it, because yeah, we feel that we probably could like do a just like a more, yeah, community based approach. Mount Manu, you were gonna add something?
How perceptive of you. Yes, I wanted to just talk about who do we, because I'm curating the list for token engineers. How, like, who should we consider as having the label token engineer? Because there's a lot of people who have many years experience in the industry that are founders, but perhaps they're not familiar with like cat simulation or the more technical. So the way I'm doing it right now is the ones that I'm putting on the list, they have like a color, are the ones that have presented on the token engineering YouTube channel. So those are the ones that right now, like in an interim fashion, are the ones that I'm considering token engineers. I mean, it's a new discipline. Like, how do we just differentiate between the ones who have taken the CAD course and the ecosystem flows and courses on the Academy and are more technically inclined, and the others who, are more community based, who might also deserve the label token engineer, or maybe not? Because, like, how do we, I think, I mean, it's something I'd be interested in hearing.
You should join Omega. That's one topic on the manifesto. I'm also super curious about that.
Okay, I will. Thanks, Septi. I don't know if that relates to the conversation or if that's off topic.
I'm sorry. What was that, Manu?
I don't know if that relates to conversation. It might be off topic. It might be for Omega. But I asked to make it to make it on topic. I asked because in the end, I think it's related to the way we outreach to other people, and the way we connect people. I think it serves to have a somewhat clear understanding of who do we classify as token engineers, and who are software engineers, who are founders, who have a lot of different skills. But yeah, it might be for Omega. Just wanted to put it out there.
Yeah, what I actually thought of that, it's something a little bit more like complicated to execute. But regarding like how do we classify like people if they have like just interest but no knowledge in the field, or maybe they are like token engineers with a lot of experience. I actually thought of this because it's also going to help us a lot to classify and to place our content. Like, if we have an idea of the level of complexity in which we present the ideas, and I mean, it's not the same like if we have an article in Medium that is going to be a deep dive, and we have a minute long video, like animated video explaining what token engineering is, it's definitely not aimed to the same audience. Like there needs to be a clear like difference, and I do agree that we need to like come up with an just a way to even if it's internal to just classify like this content. And I think that I don't know, maybe like I talked to Griff about it. Like maybe if when they come in the server, they already have like a category that says like newcomer or something like that. Maybe we can have like different tags so that maybe we can like tag this specific content for these people. Probably it would be a good idea if we get together, Eduardo, so that we can talk about this maybe a little bit more. Maybe you already have something that we could find useful. But I'm sorry. Go.
Sorry.
Yeah, Eduardo.
Yeah, sure. Like we can work on this whenever you want.
No, thank you. And well, regarding like just levels of like token engineers that we reach to, probably like for this week and the next one, like probably the next couple of weeks, we should aim for experienced token engineers, because we need them like to be part of the hatch, and we need like to bring them on board, which is not the same as people that are looking for uh, further knowledge in the token engineering field, because it's I mean, I don't know, like Griff, do you have like some input on this, like how what would be the difference, like who do we want to reach right now, and like are there any like specific stages in the process where it would be more convenient to attract a specific profile of token engineer?
I mean, I think right now we can put out that challenge for the hatch design and the hatch voting, your economy, your choice. But yeah, we should just be targeting the token engineers that are hiding, people who aren't in our Discord, the people who are actually doing token engineering. And this is important because this is a token engineering, association. So like the more actual like people who are practicing token engineering that are involved, the better. So yeah, I think Balancer and Gauntlet and some of the groups that I feel like they're just so busy that we don't have like as much personal connection. They're hard to get. So yeah, as far as who we should be targeting, I just like pick a few and let's go for it. I would talk to Tam, honestly, see who we're still missing from our list, but we have a huge list.
Yeah. Also, there is she is putting it on her GitHub issues, the people she is targeting every sprint. And she is focusing specifically on token engineers. So that's her main target and in Hatch outreach. And then also that's why she mentioned last week that it will be nice to the community stewards to join some of her calls, and then we will split the calls that she can. After 10, I will take them and so on, because the idea is that also the community stewards in a way get linked or get like get in touch with this process, not only for networking but also to know how this process goes. So yeah.
Oh, thank you, Edu. Okay, so does anybody have like any more like feedback or questions about this process? Maybe we can discuss like if you have, or if you're developing like any kind of content right now, we could probably like run it like through this as an example, and yeah, maybe like if you like if you have any doubts about any specific content project that you have right now, well, yeah, let's like put it to the test and see how it works, and if it's something like clear for everyone, or if at some point just generates like confusion, so that we can work on it.
Yeah, so like where does this differ between like the ZenHub pipeline that we made? Is this just like an extension of that? Like what do you mean like putting it through the content pieces?
Just like when it goes through the SendHub pipeline, just so that we have like better like metrics or ways to classify this information. Like if something is submitted to the pipeline and its creator has an idea of who is it targeted, like the kind of content that it is, like the purpose that it has. I feel that we could just have like a better and just improved process in general. So,
yeah. So just looking at this stuff here, there's a lot going on, like a lot. It's very intimidating. And I think to put it through a process, we have to ask some questions of like, are we making things more complicated or less complicated? And what will the end result do to improve our flow? You know, is it going to slow it down? Is it going to make it faster? Are we actually going to be able to see the results of putting this through all of these, the gauntlet of all these things here, you know? What are we trying to achieve with this really?
Well, I feel that the idea would be to like if any kind of content is proposed and if anything is like added to the board, just to have a better general idea of where that content is going to end up. And I feel that if this is taken in account as we develop and improve the content, we're also going to have a better idea of how to present it. Because I think this is noticed that has I have noticed that this is something that we have missed from just content creation in general. Like we put it out there and if it's like it's like a midpoint and it's like directed to like more advanced users, but at the same time it explains like some simple stuff and I just feel that if at the time of production we have a better idea of this, we could take we just can take more advantage out of our content because we don't like I don't I feel that we could be doing a better job like if we have like this purpose clear, like T-Well's presentation, like if we put it like through here and we have like a clearer objective of who it is directed to, this information also helps like as part of the process. So well yeah, that the idea of this would be just to have a better purpose from the development process.
I think that there's a lot of really good points in here, but it needs to be. It's too big. You know, there's too many things going different places, and it's like it's intimidating as it is right now to try and put something through the process. I think you could slim it down a lot and still achieve the same goals.
Yeah, like I see this as the example of the forest. Like I see that I think this diagram, this mural board, serves as a sketch for what will come next, and I think it's a nice step to sort of organize ourselves. And I think I don't know, I may be taken in the wrong way, but I think you're also looking for consensus on how to improve this diagram. So I think we should all like at some point take a look at it and then give you notes back so it can be improved and sort of get it where we get in a way that everyone can take advantage of it. Not only comes probably.
I think all the ideas are here. They're definitely on here, but I think this can be slimmed down and made a little bit more slick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree with.
What about the targets? Can you think of like anyone we should be also targeting that is I don't know if it's either like a closed community of its uh, token engineering group.
You mean as an example of a community, or you mean as a general target?
Oh, just as a general target, like if it's if there's anyone or something where that I'm leaving out of this.
I don't think so. I think that you pretty much cover all. I mean, consider also that our target is not like our possibilities of targets are not so big because the community can be big, but token engineers, I think, I mean, they sort of everyone knows each other also in a point. So I think you have covered on this most of the people that we could, or the type of general public that we can aim to. I don't think there is anything else slipping on the cracks, but I think along the way we will find it out about this. For me, these kind of diagrams make sense and become alive when we start using it, and then we can start figuring out what we are missing out from them.
I can share an opinion about this, and also based on what Mitch said of like things being intimidated and complicated, and I think this is great as a starting to map out the community and the processes and seeing it all in one page, and acknowledging that we are like a complex system and we can see the complexity when it's placed like that. And I think this has like great potential to evolve into something more and more simple as we start to use these different pipelines and also understand how we are evolving, because I think the difficult part is that it changes super quick, and then we'll start to understand what are the parts that change and what are the parts that are more solid, and that we can always trust that as a process and that it's easy to plug people in. And for example, some of the parts that change could be those red blocks, like the special projects, they will probably change, and then the Hatcher outreach will probably evolve into something like project relations type of thing, of like we'll have proposals, and that will be the biggest funnel to interact with token engineers, because we'll have like a product for them. Like now I think it's more abstract, this idea of who are the token engineers, where they are, what are they doing, because like it's kind of like we didn't deliver the product that they will be using yet, but that's happening so soon. In 2 weeks we're having in a week we're having the hatch votes. So maybe we can look together and even feel through this week of how the contents are being distributed. And for example, yesterday we went with the MVV through this process and tried to understand like a few of these trials. I think will already map out what are the questions that are important to ask. And I think they will be very automatic in the head, like I feel like we won't even need to look at that stream, but it's helpful to have it as a source of truth kind of thing, that if anybody is lost, can just go there and look.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, definitely. It needs to be it needs to communicate in a simpler way, and yeah, I'll try to improve this as much as I can so that it can just explain itself better. And yeah, probably through the content workshops also, like if which like all of you like are invited if it's either like you need like feedback on content, or you just want to come and participate in the feedback. Yeah, you should come on Mondays and Thursdays. And yeah, I think this is gonna like improve a lot in the next few days.
Another question about that. So does that mean like when we do proofreading or copy editing, can that happen still asynchronously, or is it happening at these parties?
The idea is that it happens there so that more people can participate. But yeah, I mean, if it's like a
I feel like it's actually less people can participate because if we all have to be there at the same time, that becomes really difficult to coordinate.
okay. Well, it's like in the times that we're doing it right now, there were like free slots, but if like if does anybody have like some conflict with these times?
I mean, I just like if I can asynchronously pick up something that I've been tagged to read over and copy edit, can I just pick it up and like leave in my suggestions, or is it happening at the parties or these content workshops, I should say?
Oh, it's like you mean like if you leave it in the board and you can like pick it up anytime, like that definitely can
like
happen.
For example, Ivy last night or this morning, she left in some tweets and tagged the editing team to have a look and make the edits. And like we're reading that stuff when we're proposing changes and reviewing documents, you know, on our own time when we have time to pick it up, or is this stuff supposed to be happening at these workshops?
No, the workshops are more focused in just like a more like simultaneous like a group of people. I mean, I do understand that it might be harder for some people to make it. It's just like out there for the people that can make it. But it doesn't like replace like what's going on in the board and how everyone is following up. It's just like it's just a tool that is out there for people that might need like some feedback.
Okay.
Okay, so does anybody else have anything to add?
I have so much to add.
Yeah.
There is a hatch demo going on right now. It's in the comms channel and it's really cool, but don't send too much money to it because we almost already hit the cap. It's so exciting. But you only have 24 days to participate if you want to actually buy into the hatch. Test hatch. Hold on. Test hatch. Also, it is Param party time. There are so many Param parties on the calendar. I didn't see Nathan's like list yet, but I'm making just a short list and I'll make a forum post and post it really quick. But check out the calendar, come to a hash param party, propose some parameters, your economy, your choice. Like how often do you get the tools to do real token engineering? You know, like you can be a token engineer and you could design the hatch economy. Wouldn't that be wild? Like if your parameters were chosen for the parameters that we work with, or even just forked. And just like the 10-second way, go to token log and the token log vote. When you go to the hatch dashboard, there's a link that's like will send you to the token log place and fork someone else's proposal. That's the best way to start. Is by forking someone else's proposal and then like and checking out their proposal and then clicking one of the links to populate their results, and then you can tweak it from there. That's it.
And one more thing, please. For those who won't be able to join the Tech Params party, if it's for whatever reason, will that be recorded, available for to rewatch?
So
maybe a
we're
question to you or Zepti.
So we have 3 Param parties tomorrow, 2 on Thursday.
One is today at 8 p.m.
Yeah, one is today. At 8 p.m. I think. I hope.
CT. Yeah.
Also, second half of SoftGov, it's going to be a Param party today.
Woo! Yeah, and actually, does anyone want to host a Param party? Because it's going to be really fun, and you just have to be there to answer enough questions. So, I would love to see more Param parties on Saturday and Sunday and Monday, because the final opportunity to propose parameters is on Tuesday. So you better we're gonna pick the options on Tuesday. Like this shit is going. We're going to launch really soon. So yeah, we're flowing.
Yeah, that's super cool. Regarding about the mark question, there is a video that Griff made and it's there on the dashboard that is super complete. So anyone who cannot join the Params party, they should look that video.
Good point. And does anyone want to host a Param party? Damn. Okay. If so, just put it on the calendar. If you don't have calendar access, ask me or someone, and I'll put it on the calendar.
Okay. So thanks for joining, and yeah, I'll see you later at the Param party.